make sure to join the Net Alliance Amino. All you gotta do is have a mobile phone, look up the Amino app, download that bad boy, then find the Net Alliance Amino. Then you'll be able to chat with me and a bunch of other Net soldiers. Do it. What's up, Net soldiers? I'm Net Alliance, and here is This Will Blow Your Mind Part 4. If you enjoy these Star Wars character ages videos, let me know in the comments below, and I might just keep continuing doing them, because you guys seem to really love them, so why not? But before we begin, I have a Patreon. It really helped me out if you guys were to, go and give me some cash over there, because I'm a greedy mofo. And of course, as always, if you enjoyed this video, please remember to like, subscribe, and turn your notifications for more Star Wars content. Now with that said and out of the way, let's begin. For our first fact, by the time we see Asajj Ventress in Star Wars The Clone Wars, she is actually 30 years old. And at the same time, Anakin was only 20. That means Ventress is actually 10 years older than Anakin. When I first heard this one, like the title says, really blew my mind. Because besides Dooku, I always considered Anakin to have Ventress as his arch enemy. An example being how Darth Maul and Obi-Wan are arch enemies. The early seasons of the Clone Wars really painted Anakin and Ventress to be enemies. Now as the Clone Wars continued and Dooku kind of got more involved in the story, Dooku kind of took the mantle of arch enemy to Anakin and Asajj Ventress kind of fell back to Ahsoka, but I still think it's pretty interesting that she's actually 10 years older than Anakin. Because me personally, I would say maybe 5 years older at the most, not 10 though. Because when we first meet her, she doesn't look like she's 30 years old. Now this may be due to her species and her species just looks younger maybe. So the fact that she is actually 10 years older, when this entire time I was thinking she might have been 3, 4, 5 years older, it is pretty crazy. Now for our next fact, speaking of Ventress, if she were to live all the way to season 1 of Rebels, she would be 47 years old. And as we know from the previous videos, the Grand Inquisitor at this time was 42 years old, meaning the Grand Inquisitor was actually 5 years younger than Ventress. Now this may be another case of just the alien species looking younger, because the Grand Inquisitor looks like he's super old. Well, I shouldn't say super old, but definitely in his 50s, not 42. And although we haven't seen Ventress in Rebels, which we're probably not going to because apparently she died in one of the books, but my general rule of thumb is, if they don't die on the screen, they may still be alive. And even in Darth Maul's case, if they do die on the screen, they may still be alive, so who knows. In Star Wars, you're not dead until you're actually seen taking your last breath and falling over and dying. Like that's it. There's no other way that you're not gonna come back to life later. So that's just how it is. For our next one, this one's kind of a small one, but it's still pretty interesting, so I decided to include it. In The Phantom Menace, Darth Maul was 22 years old, and at the time, Anakin was 9, about to turn 10. Now, fast forward to Revenge of the Sith, when Anakin first dons his Darth Vader suit, he's actually 23. So this means by the time Maul quote-unquote died in episode 1, he was only 1 year younger than Anakin when he became Vader. And this one really makes you think, because when you think of Maul, you do think that he's way older than he actually is. Not to even mention the fact, when people think of Darth Vader, or at least when I think of Darth Vader, I don't think of there being a 20-year-old Vader. When I think of Darth Vader, I think in his 40s. I don't think 20-year-old Vader. Or should I say 23-year-old Vader. And maybe that's because the iconic being, the one we know as Darth Vader, is an older man. Of course, he's more machine than man nowadays. R.I.P. Obi-Wan. R.I.P. But it's something a lot of people don't think about, that Vader was actually a kid still when he became Vader. It's pretty crazy. And you could say 23 isn't a kid, but I'm 23, and sometimes I feel like a kid. I'm 23 and I see like 30-year-olds around me, and they're acting like children, so I mean, it's pretty sad, And like I said, that fact wasn't really a big one, but it was pretty interesting, so I decided to include it. Now for our next age fact, this one is an FF, which is a fun fact. And the reason why it's a fun fact is because it's not really a, hey, this will blow your mind. It's more of like, aha, you never know when this may come in handy. So I decided to throw it on here. So Maz and Yoda are 70 years apart. So let's say if you ever wondered how old Maz was when Yoda was, I don't know, like 50 or something, all you have to do is add 70 years on top of that, and you'll find out that Maz was 120. Or vice versa. If you think, how old was Yoda when Maz was 500, just subtract 70. And you got 430. And like I said, this one won't really blow your mind, but it is pretty interesting if you ever wanted to write your own Maz and Yoda fan fiction. Maybe they go adventuring around the galaxy and stuff like that. Now you know their ages, and you can do things accordingly to them. So have fun. Now for our last fact, let's change it up a little bit. Can you tell me which one of these characters are older in terms of years alive? Go ahead, I'll wait. Ready? You picked your person? All right. Well, the answer is Ahsoka. For by the time Ahsoka was 15, Rex was technically only 10. And this is due to his advanced aging, which ages him twice as fast. So although he would be technically 10, he was actually 20. Now if that shocked you, wait for this. Now Rex was part of the first batch of clones. So this means every clone you see in Attack of the Clones fighting on Geonosis are only 10 years old. Mind blown. But that's it for part 4, guys. If you want to see more, I'll definitely do more. I might end it here, but hey, like I said, if people ask for more, I will do more. But please remember to like, subscribe, and turn notifications for more Star Wars content. I got all my social medias on the screen, so make sure to follow those to keep up with my daily activities. And until next time, guys, I'll see you later. Peace.